I stayed to the last moment. I mean, Jamasamdi was like 7 hours, 8 hours sitting. Nanotsa was like maybe 4 or 5 hours. Then at the end, one devotee came to me and said, Maharaj, you know, you are an example. You are a sannyasi, you are sitting on the stage. Is it good if you keep looking on your mobile time to time? Because yes, people come to you and say such things, you know. And then they say, no, you're supposed to be, we're supposed to be absorbed. In this day, it's like absorption, huh? In Krishna Katha, in Kirtan. I say, Prabhu, what can I tell you? So the first thing is, practically speaking, I cannot sit here for 7 hours and my life will stop. This is the first thing. I have many duties, many things that I cannot deny answering. This is one consideration. Secondly, sometimes I take notes on my phone of what I'm hearing. Because phone is everything. His computer, his message, is everything, right? Nowadays everything is in a phone. I cannot carry books with me because I am traveling all the time. So all my books are on my phone. So if I want to do anything, I will just pick up my phone. Externally, someone think, oh, he might be scrolling down Facebook or Instagram and think, okay, this is your perception. So, and then I thought, but you're supposed to be absorbed. Then why you became distracted by looking at my phone? If you would be absorbed, you would not notice that I was on my phone. So I see, Prabhu, people, they can be distracted even by looking to the ceiling. You know, distraction is up to you. But we can be on the phone, and you can be at the same time absorbed. So the thing is, when you become more experienced, you are able to perform many things at the same time. Not that you be only focused on one thing. What is absorption? Absorption is that I'm not losing my attention to that point. But does not mean that if I am capable, I can also put attention in other points. That's up to me. It's up to your, intellectual capacities. You can ask the pujari if he will be absorbed and what will be the festival. Nothing will happen. Those who are cooking in the kitchen, those who are managing many things, their absorption means these things, right? So many times Gurudev is sitting on the stage and he's thinking 100 things going on. How the cooking, how the puja, how this, the whole thing, the whole festival is in Gurudev's mind. This is absorption. Absorption is not some, artificial thing that you be, oblivious of everything else and just be, concentrated on what is going on the stage. This is not absorption. This is actually a very immature, way of thinking about absorption. Then I thought, Prabhu, look, if others will think this is not good, I can't help that. But I cannot stop my own thing, my own absorption, my own duties, my own responsibility, my own seva. If I would, dare to become absorbed. Absorbed means what? Oblivious of anything else and forget all my duties, all my seva. Then I am third class person. I'm third class person. So I cannot forget anything. So if there are demands on the phone, and I look time to time, I was not full time with my head on the phone. But within 7 hours period, of course, time to time you have to consult. And I told him, I have no problem if anyone in the audience is also doing the same. I have no problem because I know that life demands these things. This is modern life. We are all there and we need Sometimes family has sent message, something is going on, you know. I mean, there are hundreds of possibilities of you need to do something, but you should not lose your connection with what is going on. So many times, if you are watching properly, many times I am on my phone, but I am singing together, I am repeating together the song, or I am very attentive to what the speaker is saying, and then I can even sometimes say something. So I can put my mind in hundreds of places at the same time. This is how my mind works, and I'm not losing connection. But this so-called absorption, why I pick up this? Because you were saying about this. This was a good thing. We should be able to do the seva and at the same time relish. So relishing is one thing. Forget about anything else and just be Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. This is foolishness. Our Guru Varga never behaved like that. Sometimes if they go into internal consciousness, if they go into Antardasha, if they are taken by the bhavas, then at that time they will be swept. Their consciousness will be swept out of this material world. But that happens very rare, and is also uncontrolled. They cannot control it. But it happens very rare. Because actually most of the time they can control when it is light to moderate power, but when it's too much they cannot. But mostly they can. And you will only notice very few signs in their expressions. Very few signs you see how things are going on like a volcano. But they will hold very, very well. Vaishnavas, they are very expert in not like expressing what is going on. So, this way, this is not how we judge someone's absorption, someone's meditation. It is by what he is speaking, it is by what he is practicing daily, by how he is engaging himself. That will show where is his mind. If he is that person who is actually being distracted by mobiles and whatever is there, social medias, whatever is there, movies, if he is allowing his mind to be taken, you notice in his day-by-day behavior, he won't be able to go deep, he won't be able to study, he will not be able to chant, he will not be able to, memorize things, he will not be able to express things. So this is how we check how Vaishnavas are or not absorbed, but never oblivious. So once you are playing, there are things to pay attention to. The beat, the tune, right? The speed, how it should go. So you should be always looking to the leader of the singing, of the kirtan. See how he wants now to go. He wants to break, he wants to speed up, he wants to slow down. So you cannot lose track of all these things and just be, like that. You cannot. That will not be a proper seva. So you have to be able to do all these things simultaneously. Play with both hands, singing at the same time. 3 activities, right? 3 activities. Watching how the leader is connecting. Then remembering of the pastimes of the song, bringing the mood in your heart is a very complex thing. How can you focus in only one thing? You cannot focus in only one thing. And if your phone is just beside you and a message pops up, you quickly will look to see if there is some emergency thing, otherwise not. Continue. Nothing can distract. If, as I told, distraction is part of the nature of the devotee. He can look to the ceiling, he can look to the pictures, he can keep even looking to anything, any object, any activity. His mind goes there. A child starts walking around, his mind is going there. Someone is speaking on the back, he is looking back. He is naturally distracted. With phone or without phone, understand? So, in this way we should I wanted to share that so that we can, avoid especially criticizing and, thinking bad about Vaishnavas for no reason. And keep your attention to yourself and focus in yourself, absorb yourself in yourself, and don't be distracted by others, maybe possible distractions.
Maharaj, can I ask you?
Yeah.
We spoke with this about Nishina Maharaj, and he told, you see how powerful is mind now. Mind, you can do many things on one point. And giving an example with the driving, you must watch, you must check the speed, power, sometimes to speaking and everything. And mind can do on the same time many things. Sometimes speaking, even eating, and many times. And we speak about that. It's okay to chant during lecture. And after you have some few devotees, and they are completely ultra super against of chanting during lecture, and it's more with this apparat and like this.
What is that? I didn't get. Can you repeat again?
The second part. And some few devotees, after we have some group of devotees, and they thinking they are ultra super against of chanting during a lecture.
Chanting during a lecture?
Exactly.
But there is a consideration in that.
But many do it.
There is. Yes, but it's not recommended for beginners. It's recommended only for very advanced devotees. And also, there is another consideration. First, who is speaking? Okay? Who is speaking and what is speaking? So if you are... Oh, be careful. Little distance, yes. So, you see, if I'm not paying attention to many things. So, what I was saying. You see?
Depends who is speaking.
Yes, depends who is speaking and what subject is speaking. So if you are senior to the person who is speaking, if you are more advanced to the person who is speaking and to the subject time, then you can chant. Otherwise it becomes offensive because you are dividing your attention with the speaker and with Harinam. So first of all, for Harinam, this is also offensive, and for the speaker will be also. Means you are not paying full attention to him. So if he is superior to you, you should not chant during the things. Only for those who are really capable of, chanting with attention, not being distracted by what is being speaking, and they have position also for that. Then you're allowed. Okay?
And if my mind cannot connect it to that subject or with that person, I cannot connect it. So for me, but at that moment,
stand up.
But you are
no. Then stand up and go out. Okay. If you remain there sitting, the person who is sitting, he will think, oh, he's neglecting me. He's with his eyes closed, thinking about something else. Then better to go somewhere else. It is more.
Because I'm sitting sometimes on the lectures bus because of the, not interest, but because of the respect,
So if you are there for respect, then don't divide your mind. That's the thing. Especially if the person is senior to you or superior in position. Yes. But beginners never. Beginners, they should be focused in one activity, one thing. Either chanting or either Harikatha. Not both. At least this is how my Gurudev used to say. Maybe others have different opinions.
Maharaj, actually, yesterday also you spoke about the topic I wanted to ask, but it was finished already, started. You spoke about that soul, and when we will become awakened of that soul, we say, oh, it was like bad dream, And about that also spoke Gurudev, now we have, you told, now our soul sleeping. So now who am I now? Who speaking now and who thinking now? Am I at least little awakened of soul, or what is it now?
Of course. When you pick up bhakti, means your soul is in the process of awakening. But awakening is not like black to white. It is a gradual process. You awake gradually, right? So in this way, we are in the process of awakening. Yes.
So I can say I'm awakened like 1% or something like this, no?
That I can't say about you. But you have to understand yourself. What is your level? I can't say in terms of percentage like that.
But what about you spoke? That means already when he is fully awakened, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
What? Again?
About that, what about you spoke yesterday? That means already when you are 100% awakened. When you will awake and say, oh, it was like a bad dream, and when you will be fully awakened, that will come when you are fully awakened.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm?
yeah.
You were speaking when you leave the body. No?
Yes. No, not leave the
No,
body.
not liberated.
When you become liberated.
Yeah.
Liberated.
Because
Yes.
Gurudev also spoke many times about this, so
When you
therefore
become
I'm happy to
liberated.
speak about it.
Yes. When you become fully awakened.
Okay.
Means in Java Dharma is there all the levels of consciousness. Just like a flower is gradually blossoming. There are 5 stages of consciousness there. And the last one is the self-realized devotee. He's the most awakened consciousness. And the other ones are the most contracted. That reminds me the point we left yesterday in class when I was explaining about the horizon of causality. You remember that point? So I explained how Guru works like the spiritual psychologist, helping you to understand the cause of your suffering, and that ultimate cause of your suffering is because you are not serving Krishna. So once you connect with that cause of all causes, that is Krishna, then you become happy. Means all problems are solved. How can we explain this in a more elaborate way? First, we can start from the point that Srila Prabhupada used to say, chant and be happy. Right? Very simple motto. Chant and be happy. How much philosophy is behind this? We can speak for hours and hours. But in brief, essentially speaking, first of all, what chant can do for our happiness and how happiness will practically manifest. What is the word for happiness in Sanskrit?
Ananda.
Ananda is bliss. Happiness is different. You never attended my lectures there, I spoke about this, you don't remember. This is called Sukha. Su means to expand, and Ka means the Akash, the ether element, right? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Shabda ke Purusham Drishu. Krishna is saying, Shabda ke, I am the sound in ether, right? So, how that connects with happiness? Because what sound does to us? Sound here means Krishna's name, right? The Mahamantra, or Krishna name in general, right? So, the more you chant, the more you expand your consciousness, right? So, this expansion in Su, this Sukha, expansion of the ether, actually means how your chitta gets expanded by the effect of chanting. Because actually the chitta is dwelling in the pure ether, the pure Akash element, right? You know what chitta means? Chitta is actually an untranslatable word. It is not mind, it is not heart. The chitta, we could say, it is the mind of the soul, not manas. So we have soul, which is Satchitananda. The chitta aspect of the soul becomes the chitta. The chitta is like a dimension that Mahaprabhu compared to a mirror. Cheto dharpana marjanam, cleaning the mirror of the chitta. Not mind, not soul, not heart. Of the mind of means the chitta itself. So the chitta is like a dimension that works like a mirror, that the soul needs to recognize itself in the time of achieving perfection. Patanjali also describes the same thing. Patanjali says, the observer means the soul will see itself in the mirror of the chitta. And together will be the Ishtadeva. So you realize your soul along with your Ishtadeva in your Chitta. So this is the first realization. This is the Asampragyata Samadhi stage. Understand it? So after that means the stage of Bhav Bhakti, when you realize your Swarupa. This is Bhav Bhakti, right? So in this way, the best process to expand your Chitta and come to the final cause of all causes is chant Krishna's name. And by that will give you the full happiness. So that is why Prabhupada is saying chant and be happy. Like that. And what is the opposite of Sukha? Dukkha. Du means to contract. And Ka is the same Akash. So the more contracted is your consciousness, the more tamasic is your consciousness. The more you suffer, the less you know about yourself, the world, and the cause of everything. Right? Once you reach the cause, the understanding of the cause of the things, then you are liberated from that bondage, including your own suffering. Understand? So, in this way, this is how we can gradually expand our consciousness. Consciousness here means the cleaning of the Chitta. The more you clean the Chitta, the more this understanding is actually growing. The expansion of the consciousness actually means the cleaning of the Chitta. The Chitta Dharpana Marjanam. Right? So, in this way, the more you come out of Tamaguna, which is full contraction and stagnation and ignorance and darkness and suffering, and gradually expanding and moving towards Rajas, Sattva, then Shuddha Sattva, Vishuddha Sattva, Shuddha Sattva Vishashattama. This is Bhav. Then the Chitta is completely clean. At the time there is happiness. So happiness means to understand that I am the eternal servant of Krishna. That will give you happiness. So that I told yesterday, even you are leaving this material world, even before having the full realization of everything, but just by having the conception that you are Krishna Das, Nitya Krishna Das, automatically that suffering is gone. That existential suffering is gone. Now you are very much comfortable, even in the middle of so many problems of the material world, of your life. So happiness does not depend on eliminating the problems. That's not the thing. And that's actually how we mistakenly try to, achieve. I'll be happy when I remove this problem from my life, and such problems I remove, then I will be happy. No. Happiness is a state of the soul. And that state of happiness is what is going to help you actually to cross all the problems, because the problems, they will come. And they will be there till your last breath. Even after you are liberated, the problems will be there. Krishna will send you many problems. Don't think that problems are going to end. Not. But the way you go through them, the way you understand, the way you react to the problems and see those sufferings, that is a sign of your advancement in Krishna consciousness. And Srila Goswami Maharaj, he had that famous quote that the whole environment is always friendly. Tatenu kampam susamik shamano. Punjane vatma kritam vipakam. Rigivag vapobir vidadam namaste. Mujete mukti pade sadaiva. Means you should always see whatever is happening in your life as the mercy of Krishna, as something favorable for you, because those who are Krishna conscious, they see Krishna everywhere, in everyone. That's the symptom of Mahabhagavata, right? To see his own bhakti reflected in everyone. So he sees everyone as also Mahabhagavatas. So that is the complete, realization of Tatyanukampa. For them there is no unhappiness. there may be some sorrow, there may be some, like for example, they suffer because of the suffering of others. This is a type of suffering, isn't it? Their compassion that they feel for the suffering of the living entities is a type of suffering. They suffer, right? So in this way, the way that we should see happiness is not like trying to remove problems and suffering. No, it's the way you go through them. It's where you stand to watch all these things happening. So there is a big difference if you stand on top of the mountain and see like the storm, the waves and everything, or if you are there in the middle of that ocean, being, completely taken up and down by the waves of anartha nivriti. So that is the thing that I wanted to come to add today. We have a little bit time. Let's continue here. Let's see what more comes for us today. At a time beyond memory, after agitating the material nature into three qualities, the Supreme Personality of Godhead placed the semen of innumerable living entities within the womb of that material nature. Thus, material nature gave birth to the total material energy, known as the Hiranmaya Mahatattva, the original symbolic representation of the cosmic manifestation. In due course of time, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mahavaikuntanath, by the agency of an expansion of his personal self, Mahavishnu, placed the seed of the living entities within the womb of material nature. There is one curiosity about Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu, he is not a pure Vishnu Tattva, He is not pure Vishnu Tattva. Because he has desire to mix with Prakriti. He cannot do it, but just because of that desire, he becomes a little bit impure. My Gurudev used to say that. He is not pure Vishnu Tattva. First, the total material energy is manifested, and from this arise the three types of egotism, which are the original sources, from which all demigods, senses and material elements expand. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions the three types of egotism, known as Vaikarika, Taijasa and Tamasa. He's not explaining more. Yes. So, Vaikarika is the egotism in the goodness, in mode of sattva, from which is manifested the 11th sense organ, the mind, whose predominating deity is Aniruddha. Second, Taijasa, or egotism in passion, Rajas, from which are manifested the activity and knowledge acquiring senses, along with the intelligence, whose predominating deity is Lord Pradyumna. And last is Tamasa, the egotism in ignorance, from which sound vibration, Shabda, Tanmatra, expands. From sound vibration, the sky, Akash, is manifest. You see, this is the very beginning, how sound manifests Akash, how Akash manifests fire, wind, then manifests fire, water and earth. This is how the sequence of creation. From sound vibration, the sky is manifested, and then the senses, beginning with the sense of hearing, are also manifested. Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a very detailed description about that. Sound brings the sense of hearing, so the element ether is associated with the sense of hearing. Then the next element has to accumulate the previous one. So air has the sense of hearing plus touch. And then the next fire has the sense of hearing, touch plus sight. Now you can see the fire. Then water has the element of taste added. And then the last, earth, has plus all of them. The aroma means the smell. So, yeah. Combining all the different elements, the Supreme Lord created all the universes. Those universes are unlimited in number. There is no possibility of counting them. Here it says there is no possibility, but actually there is. There is no possibility of counting means ourselves. We count 1, 2, 3. In that sense, he's saying that we cannot count. But they have a specific number, as I told you. So not being able to count and not having a number is a different thing, right? You cannot count how many stars are in the sky, but they have a finite number, right? You cannot count how many grains of sand are on the beach, but they have a finite number. It's just impossible for us, uncountable. So the first form of Lord Vishnu is called Mahavishnu. He is the original creator of the total material energy. The innumerable universes emanate from the pores of his body. These universes are understood to be floating in the air that Mahavishnu exhales. They are like atomic particles that float in sunshine and pass through the holes of a screen. We have seen that perhaps, right? When you look against the sun coming through the skin, through the window, you just see that, what to say?
Right.
Many rays, but there is a complete, like, how to say in English this? A complete, piece of light, this.
Sun.
So then you see many particles floating. When they cross the light, you see those particles. So this is like the image of the universe going around.
The dust, it's a reflection of the dust.
The dust, particle of dust. Maharaj, okay, ready, chalo. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Ho, Vancha, Bhaktivedanta, Sripad, Sindhu Patitanam Pa